Hi everybody, Chris Henderson here from Northern Tribe Outdoors, and today's a new day. It's been a while since I put out a video. Last one was a duck hunting video, and now it's starting to get into spring here. Finally the rain is gonna not be too crazy, so it's time to start going fishing, and it's time for a change for Northern Tribe. For the last I don't know, decade, I've been fishing out of kayaks. And those have been wave walk kayaks, and man, I really enjoy them. They're great little boats, and they've done well. I love paddling. I love doing that kind of fishing. But the challenge is I have 17 grandchildren, and they need to go fishing. Also, I've had some cracking issues. So it's time for me to make a change, and I'm changing to an aluminum boat. Let me show you what I got. We're going to call her the Wildthing II. I had a big aluminum boat, but it was just way too much money to run. And I just said, you know what? It's time to sell that and move on to something different. So I have a 15-foot Smokercraft Alaskan. Now this is set up in a way that I really like. It's got the split bench seat, so you're not having to jump over things. It's got this little seat up front, which is perfect for little kiddos that can sit in there and look in the front of the boat when you're motoring. It's got these bait things built in. I like that. The side rails here built in for putting stuff on top of. And then you'll notice a few things about it. It's got the bigger transom. A lot of these Smokercrafts, it's hard to find the one with the bigger transom, and what they call the long shaft transom. Those short shaft transoms great for buying a smaller motor, but you know what? If you want to take water over the back, with the number of idiot water skiers that are out there, I mean, there's good water skiers, but there's a lot of idiots too. You just don't want to be taking water over the back of your boat while you're trolling around and things like that. So I like having the longer transom. It came with seats, and I'll be cleaning those up and putting them back. You'll see those boxes open up with storage on the inside there, so we can put that. It came with some rod holders, fish on rod holders. I'm really kind of a big Scotty fan, but since these are here, I'm having to switch over. I'm not going to redo that. They're already there, so we're just going to go with it. And there's some things about these particular ones that I like better anyway, so we're going to go with that. Now, what are we going to add to it? Well, the trick is going to be making this thing fishable and making it comfortable. And for an added bonus, because we have a camping trailer, you saw that, our cargo trailer build out, this thing needs to be able to go on top of our Suburban. That's right, we're going to car top this 15-foot bad boy. It weighs 310 pounds. So that's kind of a lot, but with my big roof rack, I should be able to put it up there. We're gonna have to do some modifications of that. So everything I put in this boat is gonna have to be able to come out so that it can flip upside down and be on top of my Suburban. Most of the time it's gonna stay on its trailer, but I am gonna do that, and I'll do a whole separate video on how I get that thing on the top of there. Because the times we go camping with our trailer, we wanna be able to take our boat and go fishing. So we'll want to be able to do that and not take 2 rigs or something crazy like that. So we'll let you know how that process goes. But so this video is going to be about me kind of getting it rigged up for fishing, and I'll just stop in every second, every time I complete a project, and show you what I did. And when we get it all done, then I'll probably do a second video where I go out and do my first test run to see how it's going to go. And so I'll update you as I get stuff going on here. So hope you enjoy this video. Okay, well, I got my first 2 things done. The first thing I did is I just actually put the motor on this thing. So gonna be running a Honda 4-stroke 15 horsepower. It's got manual tilt and trim. It does have electric start, so we're excited about that, as well as the other start if things go wrong. So we got that sted in here. Really like Anderson plugs. Told you we're going to do Anderson plugs. It's the only way to go. So putting it onto the battery and that kind of thing, that's what we'll be doing there. And then next I got my rod holders in on one side. I'm going to try it out and see how I like it. Not sure if I like the system yet, so we're gonna test it out and see how it goes. But here's the first side. So what I've done is I put 15-pound Velcro on here. Now it's not where my hand is, so I'll never feel it, never notice it. And then I put it on the boat, and then up here what I've got is a couple of tubes. And these tubes happen to be the tubes from your golf bag that hold the clubs separate. They're like $2 at your local Big 5 store, and you just put them in there. So the plan here is just pull that off there, stick them in. Now my rod tips are protected, and then down here I just push it up against the Velcro and it should stay pretty good. It doesn't have to stay for much, just when I'm motoring. Probably not going to transport them in the boat. I might, but just has to sit there and keep them separate. But what that'll do is it'll protect the rod tips and keep them from getting broken by my dogs and my grandkids. So that's the plan there. We'll see how it goes. It's a cheap mod, and one we can just stick on there and see how it goes. So first thing's done. So next is going to be the bilge pump. Hey everybody, well, I finally got it done and it's ready to fish. So just a lot of little middly piddly things, you know, where you get working on a boat and you go, oh, I need this part, and then you're doing another trip and going down to the boat store to get whatever you need, this or that, or a hardware store to get whatever kind of connector you need. So anyway, I got her done. Let me show you around. First, we got some LED running lights. Those are wired up and ready to go. I've got a plug up here, and this is where my YOLO Tech stick will go. It will power my GoPro, which will give me a nice view like this when I'm fishing. So that'll be nice. So I got that going. Over there I have one of the cup holders, and it's this style of cup holder right here. As you can see, it's been raining. So yeah, they just fold up and close up and get out of your way when you don't want them, but when you want them, they're close on in to put your beverages. On the far side over there, you can see I wired it in for 6 auxiliary plugs. So one of them is going to be the running lights, one is the bilge pump, one is the YOLO Tech connector up there, and then I've got 3 more for things that we'll see what we might do. The one thing about the YOLO Tech plug up there is that I can also plug in, for instance, like 12-volt headlights that I could put into that connector. So not just that. So if I were to use this for, say, a night run, duck hunting, or something like that, I could do that. But that's put in there. I have the fish finder installed, and I put that on one of those on a Scotty extended arm thing. So all of this has to be able to come off and be stable when this boat is upside down. My plan is to car top this thing on top of my Suburban, so that when I pull my off-road trailer, I can still have a boat with me when I go camping. I'm not to that place yet, but I just wanted to get it fishable first, and then next, that'll be the next project. Got a Scotty downrigger that I've just kind of temporarily put on here for now. We're going to fish it once, and that'll give me an indication of the location that I actually want that on. And then I'll put a second one on the other side in the same way. Until I know how it fishes, I really can't say, you know, the best place to place it with how far back the lines go and turning and all of that kind of stuff. So I may want to adjust that forward or backward, and try and get that dialed in before I actually make it a permanent placement. Back here, got a new fuel line that I put on. I installed a bilge pump, and I got a battery box over here. And so that kind of puts all of that, you know, I put all the lines, the electrical lines are running underneath the floor, and have wire loom on them, so they're done right. And I also did a couple of repairs on the trailer. I fixed a broken tail light, and one of the ratchet that went over the back was also problematic. And let's see, oh yeah, and I put the new hitch coupler so that it's 2 inches, so all of my things that I pull are all 2 inches, so I don't have to mess around with having different balls and different stingers and all that kind of stuff. So all of that to say, it's time to go fishing. And so now that she's done, I'm just gonna wait for the right day, probably this coming up Monday, and we'll get her wet and see if we can't start chasing the kokanee. So look forward to some fishing videos that'll be coming up here pretty quick, and hopefully fast and furious, and you get to see some this boat putting some fish in. So thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.